Hello, my name is Jess, the founder of Sallie Tomato, and today we are going to be making the Tula Tote Bag, which is an ultimate tote that has a home for everything, and it has been designed in collaboration with the one and only Tula Pink. First of all, welcome to the Sallie Tomato YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Whether you're new to sewing or like to sew fashion-forward projects, our YouTube channel is the place to be to help you create confidently. Here at Sallie Tomato, we are proudly known for our high-quality bag making supplies, and we are thrilled to team up with the celebrity designer and talented entrepreneur Tula Pink to bring you a stunning collection of bright pink hardware and coordinating zippers. I met Tula back in 2019 at Quilt Market when I was a vendor for the very first time. It was a very exciting moment for me, and I tried to keep my cool and not be an ultimate fangirl. And now to fast forward 5 years and to be able to partner with her has been an incredible experience. It's certainly a dream come true to create a line of products together, and we are very excited to see what you create with them. To jumpstart your Tula Pink projects, we have crafted 2 gorgeous sewing patterns designed in collaboration with Tula, including the Tula Tote and the Tula Accessories. These functional patterns are designed to be used together as an ultimate set or separately for individual style. The Tula Tote Bag is one of a kind, just like her namesake. The bag has plenty of options for staying organized. This spacious tote provides storage for a variety of projects, retreat prep, or everything you might need for a day trip. The Tula Tote has several pockets for storage, D-rings for clip-on accessories, and a luggage sleeve for travel. During this tutorial, you'll learn how to create a zipper top closure, including exterior zipper pockets and interior zipper pockets, how to make shoulder straps using webbing. We'll create an adjustable strap for versatility, install bag feet, and accessory connectors. The finished size is 23¼ inches wide, 14¼ inches high, and 6¼ inches deep. Before we get started, be sure to grab a pattern. See the description below this video and follow the link to access the pattern information. We encourage you to use our retailer locator on our website to find a Sallie Tomato retailer near you. All of the supplies you need are listed on the back of the pattern. It's so much more fun to shop for supplies in person at your local shop and to be able to see this stunning bright pink in person. The Tula Tote is suitable to make out of quilting cottons, canvas, denim, or linen, along with a contrasting cork fabric or faux leather. The design of this pattern is truly a great way to show off your treasured Tula Pink fabrics, along with coordinating webbing and ribbons created by Renaissance Ribbons and Tula Pink. So once you decide on your fabrics and your supplies, I know it's going to be a challenge because there are so many beautiful ones to choose from. Go ahead and follow along with the cutting instructions, and let's get started on stitching together our Tula Tote. First, let's get started by reviewing the materials that you'll need. Be sure to refer to the recommended fabrics on the back of the pattern cover before choosing your materials. The main fabric will be used for the exterior front and back, the exterior side, the luggage handle sleeve, the front and back facing, the side facing, and the front and back zipper pockets. The contrast fabric is used for piece G, the front and back lower accent, piece H, the upper accent, piece I, the side accent, piece J, the exterior D-ring connectors, piece K, the zipper tabs, piece L, the side strap connectors, piece M, the exterior base, piece N, the base insert, and piece O, the optional tassel. And as you cut out your pieces, I know that all of the pieces and the lettering may seem overwhelming, but just cut one piece at a time, and I recommend to label your pieces as you cut them. On the wrong side of the fabric, we used a removable pen. However, if you'd like to visit our website and print our free download for piece labels, You can cut out reusable paper labels with the piece letters indicated on them and use a sewing clip to attach them to each of your pieces to keep everything organized. This bag is equipped with several interior pockets and connector attachments for accessories. From your lining fabric, you'll need the front and back zipper pocket pieces, the interior base, the interior front and back, interior sides, the interior D-ring connector, and interior zipper pocket and slip pocket pieces. For this project, you will also need some woven fusible interfacing. You'll need to cut the same amount and dimensions as main fabric pieces A, B, C, D, E, and F. You'll also need to cut the same amount and dimensions for lining fabric pieces M, P, Q, and T. However, if you decide to use Sallie Tomato Turtle Text for the lining fabric, then you can skip cutting any interfacing for your lining fabrics. This project also requires foam stabilizer, and you'll need to cut pieces for the front and back, the sides, and the exterior base. The foam stabilizer will help add stability and maintain the shape of the bag. As you can see, I've already went ahead and attached a few of my pieces, so ignore my stitching for now. You'll also want some non-woven stabilizer for the front and back. This will help maintain the shape of the bag. For even more stability, you'll need some heavy stabilizer. This material can be either Timtex or Craftex, depending on the brand that you choose. You'll need a few pieces to stabilize your base. For the shoulder straps and adjustable straps, you'll need to choose a 1.5 inch wide webbing. If you chose to use Tula Pink fabrics for your Tula totes, I highly recommend checking out Tula Pink's coordinating webbings created by Renaissance Ribbons. Next, you'll need to gather some gorgeous hardware and coordinating zippers. Today, of course, I'm featuring our stunning Tula Pink finish to go with the Tula Pink fabrics. This stunning hardware was designed in collaboration with Tula Pink. In order to get this stunning pink finish, we had to plate each piece of hardware with real silver and then electroplate on the hot pink hanging finish. For this project, you'll need two 1.5 inch wide swivel hooks and a slider buckle, a zipper cord end, an optional tassel cap. Bag feet are recommended to help stabilize the base of your bag. There's an optional handmade label printed in the signature Tula Pink font, an invisible round magnetic snap, and you have the option for Tula Pink oversized zipper pulls for your zippers or the classic rectangle style. For my project, I'm featuring the Moonflower zipper tape. However, there are a variety of Tula Pink zipper tapes available which coordinate beautifully with her fabric collections. Also designed by Renaissance Ribbons are coordinating Tula Pink ribbon packs that go with her fabric collections. I highly recommend. These ribbons and trims are a fun way to customize your bag even further and to coordinate all of the Tula Pink supplies. In addition, you'll need 12 1.5 inch D-rings for the several connectors and attachments. Let's get started by fusing the interfacing to the coordinating pieces. I've already went ahead and fused the interfacing to each of my coordinating pieces according to the pattern. You'll want to center and fuse one interfacing piece A to the wrong side of main fabric piece A. You'll repeat the same process to fuse the remaining interfacing to piece A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you're not using turtle text for your lining fabric, you'll want to center and fuse one piece of coordinating interfacing to the wrong side of each lining fabric, piece M, P, T, and Q. And as you can see here, on this particular piece, I decided to use scraps of interfacing to measure the final size of the piece. If you decide to use scraps of fusible interfacing, make sure that you overlap each of the scraps by at least 1/4 inch to help prevent any creases on the right side of your fabric. Next, we'll shape the base pieces. Position the corner shaping template A included in your pattern in each corner of contrast piece M, align the straight edges, and then trace the curved edge. Cut along the traced lines to shape the corners. You repeat the same process to shape the corners of each lining piece M and foam piece M. In addition, you'll also shape the corners of piece V heavy stabilizer. Then repeat the same process using the corner shaping template B included in your pattern to shape all corners of contrast piece N for the base insert and stabilizer piece W for the base inserts as well. Next, attach stabilizers to foam. With right sides up, center one non-woven stabilizer piece W over each foam piece U for the front and back. Then baste a 1/2 inch from all edges of each piece U. With right sides up, center heavy stabilizer piece V over foam piece M base and baste a 1/2 inch from all edges of piece V. Repeat the same process to attach contrast piece M to foam piece M. Attach magnetic snap. Center 1/2 of the magnetic snap right sides up so the top edge of the plastic is down from the long top edge of one foam piece A according to the pattern. Top stitch an 1/8 inch from the edge of the plastic. I recommend using a zipper foot or a very narrow foot to sew the magnet in place. Make sure to backstitch for reinforcement. Now we're ready to attach the foam to coordinating pieces. With right sides up, center each main fabric piece A and B over coordinating foam pieces A and B. Align all edges with the foam against the wrong side of the main fabric. You can use basting spray and sewing clips to help hold the layers together. Keep in mind that the foam piece A with the magnet attached should be paired with the piece A back. Then over at the machine, baste a 1/4 inch from all edges of each piece. Repeat the same process to attach contrast piece M to foam piece M. After sewing, if you'd like to reduce some of the bulk, you can carefully trim away the excess foam from the seam allowances. You can cut close to, but not through the stitches. A duckbill scissors works quite well for this step. However, I'm using my standard sewing scissors. Now let's prepare the exterior pocket zippers. On the wrong side of each contrast piece K for the zipper tabs, mark a vertical line in from one edge according to the pattern. I've already went ahead and completed this step. So next, with wrong sides together, align each raw end of the 9-inch zippers along the marked line of one zipper tab. You may find it helpful to use basting tape to hold the zipper tabs in place. Top stitch the zipper an 1/8 inch from the raw ends. Since we're sewing with faux leather for this project, a Teflon foot and a stiletto will help your fabric move smoothly as you sew. Next, fold each zipper tab in half, covering the right side of the zipper, and top stitch the tabs an 1/8 inch from the raw edges. Save the remaining zipper tab for the top closure if you decided not to use a metal zipper end. Next, we'll create the exterior zipper pockets. Mark in from each corner according to the pattern on main fabric piece F front and back for the zipper pockets along the top edge. Then draw a diagonal line between each mark and the nearest bottom corner. Cut along each marked line to create angled sides. Then you'll repeat the same steps for lining fabric pieces F. With right sides together, center one zipper with tabs along the top edge of one main fabric piece F. Keep in mind that if you're right-handed, the zipper should open to the right, and if you're left-handed, the zipper should open to the left. Then baste in place with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You may have to move the zipper out of the way as you sew. I've left the Teflon foot on my machine, however, you could use a zipper foot or a narrow foot to sew this step. Next, with right sides together, layer one lining piece F on top, sandwiching the zipper between the fabrics. Align all edges, then sew along the top edge with 3/8 inch seam allowance. Press both pocket pieces away from the zipper. I'm going to use a seam roller, but you could certainly press with your iron. And make sure to align all edges. Then top stitch the right side of the pocket 1/8 inch from the seam. Baste the pocket 1/4 inch from the main fabric raw side and bottom edges. Keep in mind that it's okay if the lining peeks out a bit. Just simply trim the excess lining even with the main fabric if needed. Then repeat the exact same steps to attach the remaining pocket zipper to main fabric and lining fabric pieces F. Set the back zipper pocket aside. Next, we'll attach the front pocket. I've already went ahead and marked the placement for the pocket. With right sides together, center the zipper tape edge according to the pattern. Top stitch the zipper tape in place with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Move the zipper pull out of the way as you sew as needed. Smooth the pocket down, aligning the raw bottom edge according to the pattern. Make sure to keep the pocket centered and then baste a 1/4 inch from the pocket sides and bottom edge. Next, we'll create and attach the luggage sleeve. Mark a horizontal line according to the pattern on the back zipper pocket, then cut along the marked line. With right sides together, center the zipper tape edge of the back zipper pocket according to the pattern on the main fabric piece C for the luggage handle sleeve. Top stitch a 1/4 inch from the zipper tape edge. Fold the pocket down, aligning the raw bottom edges with piece C, making sure to keep the pocket centered. Then baste a 1/4 inch from the pocket sides and bottom edge. On the wrong side of piece C, center the remaining half of the magnetic snap with the wrong side up according to the pattern. Then top stitch 1/8 inch from the edges of the plastic. Fold piece C in half with right sides together, meeting the long raw edges. Then sew the long edges with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Turn the luggage sleeve right side out and press the seam as the bottom edge. Then press the top fold. Top stitch a 1/4 inch from the top and bottom edges. The wider bottom seam allowance adds stability to the bottom edge of the luggage handle sleeve. With right sides up, position the luggage sleeve according to the pattern. Make sure to align the raw side edges with main fabric piece A back. Then baste the side edges in place with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now we'll prepare and attach the shoulder straps. Mark the center of each webbing piece X shoulder strap, then fold each piece X in half with wrong sides together, aligning the length sides. Top stitch 5 inches from each side of the center using an 1/8 inch seam allowance. I usually like to mark my start and stop points on the webbing. I've already went ahead and marked the placement for each of the straps. On the right side of main fabric piece A front, mark an angled line according to the pattern, measuring in from each side at the bottom edge and in from each side at the top edge. Use your ruler to connect your markings to create the angled line. Position one strap inside the marked lines, so that way the raw strap ends are above the front bottom edge according to the pattern. You can apply double-sided basting tape to the center wrong side of the strap or apply some washi tape to help hold the strap in place. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from the long strap edges and across the strap according to the pattern. Then repeat the same steps to attach the remaining shoulder strap to the main fabric piece A exterior back. Now we'll prepare and attach the D-ring connectors. Thread one D-ring on each contrast piece J exterior D-ring connector and fold each connector over the hardware, meeting the short ends. I'm going to use a sewing clip to temporarily hold the fold in place. With right sides up, position one connector down from the main fabric front top edge and in from each short side edge. Refer to the pattern for measurements. Make sure the hardware is pointing down. You can either tape each connector in place to temporarily hold it or baste a 1/4 inch from the raw edge. Then repeat the same process to attach the remaining connectors to the main fabric piece A back. Next, we'll attach the upper and lower accents. With right sides up, center one contrast piece H upper accent down from the top raw edge of the main fabric front according to the pattern. You can use sewing clips or double-sided basting tape to hold this piece in place. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from both long edges of piece H, securing the shoulder strap and D-ring connectors at the same time. Next, center one contrast piece G, front and back lower accent along the bottom edge of main piece A front, aligning the bottom raw edges. Top stitch an 1/8 inch from the top edge of the accent and a 1/4 inch from the short sides and bottom edge. If you'd like to install small Chicago screws, you can do so centered above each connector within the upper accent. Chicago screws will add a little bit more bling, plus they'll reinforce each of the connectors. Visit our YouTube channel for tutorials on installing Chicago screws or rivets. After sewing and installing any optional hardware, you can repeat the same process to attach the remaining contrast pieces H and G to main fabric piece A back. Now we'll prepare the exterior sides. Thread 2 D-rings onto each contrast piece L side connector. Fold each short end over a hardware piece and align the short ends at the center. Use a sewing clip to hold the folds in place. Then with right sides up, position one connector with the D-rings at the top and bottom over each main fabric piece B exterior side according to the pattern. Over at the machine, top stitch about 1/2 inch from the hardware and an 1/8 inch from the vertical raw edges. After attaching each of the connectors, center one contrast piece I side lower accent along the bottom edge of each exterior side. Top stitch an 1/8 inch from the top edge of piece I and a 1/4 inch from the short sides and bottom edges. Again, if you'd like to install small Chicago screws within each of the side connectors for reinforcement, you may. Now is also a great time to install a handmade label. We recommend adding it on the side, centered 1 inch up from the top edge of the lower accent on one exterior side. Visit our YouTube channel for lots of hardware tutorials to guide you through on how to install each of these different types of hardware. Next, attach the bag feet. I've already went ahead and marked the horizontal and vertical lines on the wrong side of contrast piece M exterior base according to the pattern. On the right side, install one bag foot at each marked intersection. Again, you can visit our YouTube channel for a video tutorial on how to install this hardware. We always recommend to fuse a scrap of fusible interfacing on the wrong side, covering the washer and prongs to protect the interior lining fabric. And now we're ready to assemble the exterior. It's so exciting as the bag builds that there are less and less pieces, and it's especially satisfying once the exterior is assembled. To begin, on the wrong side of each main fabric, piece A, exterior front and back, and piece B, exterior side, mark the center along the top and bottom edges. I did this by folding each piece in half. With right sides together, align one piece B side to the right side edge of each exterior piece A. Sew together with 3/8 inch seam allowance. Next, with right sides together, align remaining piece B side to the left side edge of each piece A. Sew together with 3/8 inch seam allowance. With right sides together, match the center marks and raw edges of exterior bag with piece M base. Use lots of sewing clips to help hold the layers together. Then sew around piece M using 3/8 inch seam allowance. It's easiest to sew this step with piece M against the bed of the sewing machine. And if you're having trouble stitching around the curves and your fabric is tugging or pulling towards the center, you can take your scissors and make tiny snips into your main fabric to help relax the fabric around the curves. After sewing, turn the exterior right side out and set aside. Now we'll create and attach the interior slip pocket. I've already went ahead and completed the interior slip pocket following the steps in the pattern. If you'd like to see a step-by-step video tutorial on how to create and attach a slip pocket to your lining, visit our YouTube channel for a tutorial. We've added a link below in the description for the video. Assemble and attach interior zipper pocket. Again, we already have a great step-by-step video tutorial on how to install an interior zipper pocket on our YouTube channel. So if you're familiar with the process, follow along with the measurements included in this pattern. It's important to make sure that you do not stitch the bottom of the zipper pocket closed, and make sure to unzip the zipper pocket for turning the bag right side out later on. Next, let's attach the accessory connectors. With wrong sides together, press each long edge of lining piece R interior D-ring connector to the center. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch and a 1/2 inch from both folded edges. Cut the connector piece into 4 equal lengths. Then slide 1 D-ring onto each connector and fold each connector wrong sides together with the raw edges even. Take 1 lining piece P and position 1 connector in from each short side, aligning the raw edges. Baste each connector in place with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then repeat for the remaining lining piece P and connectors. Now we'll attach the facings. With right sides together, align 1 long edge of 1 main fabric piece D, front and back facing, with the top long edge of each lining piece P. Sew together with 3/8 inch seam allowance. After sewing, press each facing seam allowance away from the lining and top stitch on the right side of facing an 1/8 inch from the seam. Repeat the same steps to attach 1 main fabric piece E to the top short edge of each lining piece Q interior side. Then on the wrong side of each piece, mark the center along the top and bottom edges. The next step is to assemble the interior. We're nearing the end of this project. Hang in there, you've got this. You should be so proud of how far you've come. For assembling the interior, we'll repeat steps 1 through 4 of the instructions under Assemble Exterior on page 5 of your pattern to assemble the interior. Use pieces P, Q, and M for the interior. When you're ready to begin sewing the side seams, begin at the top edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and increase to 5/8 inch seam allowance, ending at the bottom with 5/8 inch seam. Once you're ready to add the interior base, use a 3/8 inch seam allowance for attaching the base. After sewing, trim the seam allowances to a 1/4 inch wide. This will help reduce some of the bulk. Then turn the lining right side out. Next, we'll finish the raw ends of the zipper. If using a metal zipper end, attach it to the closed end opposite of the zipper pull of the 30-inch zipper. Then skip ahead to step 4. If you'd like a video tutorial on this hardware, visit our YouTube channel. It's very simple to install and adds a high-end finish. If you're using a fabric tab to finish off the end of your zipper, it will be installed the same way as the zipper tabs were for the exterior pockets. Refer to the instructions for the steps. To finish off the opened end of the zipper, we encourage you to visit our blog and view one of our latest video tutorials for several easy alternative techniques to prepare the open end of the zipper. Otherwise, you can refer to the instructions. For this particular project, I decided to use the butler method to create the 90-degree ends of the open-ended zipper. The next section explains how to create and attach the zipper closure. This technique is identical to other Sallie tomato patterns, so you may already be familiar with this method. If you need additional help with the instructions, I highly recommend checking out the video tutorial that we've linked below for adding a top zipper closure. Be sure to refer to the pattern for specific measurements. After attaching the zipper, turn the exterior wrong side out. Next, we'll assemble the bag. Open the zipper completely if it isn't already, and with right sides together, insert the interior into the exterior, aligning the top raw edges, matching the center marks and seams. Use lots of sewing clips to hold the layers together. Make sure the straps and the zipper end are down between the layers. Then sew around the top edge with 3/8 inch seam allowance. Turn the bag right side out through the opening in the interior zipper pocket. Then turn the raw edges of the opening in the zipper pocket to the wrong side so the folds are even, and top stitch the opening closed with 1/8 inch seam allowance. Smooth the interior down into the bag and roll the top seam edge with your fingers. Then top stitch around the top edge with either an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch seam allowance, whichever you're comfortable with. Make sure to keep the straps out of the way while top stitching. I've already went ahead and created the adjustable strap using Tula Pink woven webbing to coordinate with my bag. Follow along with the pattern or refer to the video tutorial linked below for specific steps on creating your adjustable strap. Next, we'll assemble the base insert. Place heavy stabilizer pieces W base insert together, aligning all edges. Top stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Center piece W on the wrong side of one contrast piece N, which is the base insert. Then position remaining piece N on top, wrong sides together, aligning the raw edges. Top stitch the outer edges with 1/8 inch and 3/8 inch seam allowances. Once you're complete sewing, you can add the base support into the tote bag, giving the base extra stability. And finally, you can create an optional tassel using contrast piece O and tassel cap hardware. Simply cut the fringe, wrap tightly wrong sides together, and insert into the tassel cap hardware. Then you can attach wherever you would like on your bag. Watch the video below for step-by-step instructions. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial and perhaps even sewing along with me. If you did decide to create this pattern, awesome job. You should be so proud, and I'm very excited for you to start using your brand new tote bag. As always, if you have any other questions or suggestions for this pattern, feel free to add a comment below and we'll be there to help. We would love to see your completed project. Share and show off your photos using the hashtag SallieTomato and hashtag TulaTote on social media so we can see it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we hope that you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiration and future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll check out the rest of our pattern line for more creative projects. See you next time.